É isso aí, fala pessoal. E o bicho pegou aqui hoje, né? Vamos dar uma olhada aí nos acontecimentos da Austrália. Os trens pararam. E bem numa hora bem legal pra parar, né? Hora do rush. Bora dar uma olhada aí. O que pegou? O que pegou? Vamos lá.
Good evening.
Good evening. Boa noite. Good night.
It's what makes Sydney run, but today the city's entire rail network was cut off at the knees by an unprecedented and devastating technical breakdown. Right at the
Technical breakdown means, significa fuder, alguém fudeu com o bagulho aí, cara.
most crucial time of the
Alguém
afternoon,
fudeu com o bagulho aí. Bora lá.
commuters and school children were marooned at stations or forced to battle their way to a bus stop. As we go to air tonight, the system is still playing catch-up. This is a live shot of Central Station. Delays across Sydney expected well into the night. A radio system failure to blame.
Cara, dizem que, né, o sistema de comunicação aí dos trens parou, né? Enfim, muita gente tá voltando pra casa ainda desde as 3 da tarde aí.
The CAOS came thick and fast as the
Puta
journey
que
home.
pariu. Sorte que hoje, cara, fui trabalhar em Sydney, mas desci, né? Voltei pra Wollongong e eram 2 da tarde. Não, 1 da tarde, felizmente. Acho que depois das 3 ali que o
Was
bicho
derailed
pegou.
by a train network shutdown.
Due to an operational issue, there are no trains running at the moment across the network.
Just before 3 p.m, services grounding to a dead halt right across Sydney. Commuters, tradies, workers and school children forced to abandon their ride and look for a bus, taxi, Uber, whatever they could.
Caraca. Não, e, cara, semelhante aí a grandes cidades aí. São Paulo, né? Quando pode parar o trem, vai parar tudo, cara. Vai parar o trânsito, você pensa, pô, o cara do Uber tá feliz, né? Ele vai pegar 1, 2 corridas, porque ele não vai conseguir voltar e fazer mais, né? Não tem muito o que fazer, cara. Felizmente, né? Eu moro numa região afastada e meio que contramão aí do trânsito e vim embora cedo, porque senão, cara, hoje era dia de chorar, viu?
Yeah.
We're just being directed out of Wynyard, saying it's shut down, and to get on the first bus you can possibly get.
Since then, you've tried to get on 4 buses and none of them are going to where you're trying to go.
Yeah, after we were told that number bus was going to where we were.
Depois de 4 ônibus não conseguiram pegar ainda, hein?
Many commuters underground were in the dark. The timetable boards were blacked out and their trains were going nowhere.
Here on platform 1, this train has been stuck for the last 10 minutes.
Caraca. Uma vez eu fui pro Rio, cara. Eu tava indo lá pra um lugar afastado. Aí parei, peguei um trem. Eu mudei de trem, acho que umas 10 vezes até decidirem qual trem que iria pro lugar. Tá aparecendo aqui, né? Essa situação no Rio de Janeiro.
Passengers are remaining inside. Up on the streets at North Sydney, the Opal gates were locked and there was confusion everywhere.
We come from country New South Wales, so where else can we go? We just got to wait for the bus.
A communications failure was to blame. A digital radio system connecting train drivers with the operational centre went dead. So for safety reasons, the trains were halted at stations across the network.
We apologise to customers for the interruption to services.
Não tem muito o que fazer. Eu já fiz um vídeo, eu fazia lives, né, aos domingos, deu uma parada. Não tava rolando, tava encaixando aí no cronograma. Mas, possivelmente, né, fez um mínimo aqui, como, né, o executivo aí dos trens, né, o CEO, enfim. Daqui a pouco, passando, se regularizando todo esse processo aí, essa situação, eles vão dar aí alguns dias, né, de graça ou aos finais de semana, como aconteceu da última vez que teve problema. Mas pelo jeito que ele fala aí, dessa vez aí nunca viram nada igual.
This afternoon, safety will always be our priority.
Frustratingly, they could not give any indication of just how long the shutdown would last. Strike actions in the past have caused inconvenience and delays, but we've never seen anything quite like this.
The incident today is extremely rare. We've not had a similar incident across the rail network with this particular system.
Extremamente raro. Desse ano, 2023, hein?
Normally
Vamos lá.
very reliable.
Look the student, look the people.
I know. How
Look, ó o que esses filhos da puta fizeram aqui, né? Não vai embora hoje não,
are you
caralho.
going to get home tonight?
I don't know.
Dá uma carona pra tia aí, porra.
Tens of thousands of commuters stranded at Barangaroo, it became a scramble to catch a ferry.
Olha lá. É o que sobra, cara. É o que sobra. Felizmente tem gente que tem opção, né? Mora nessas regiões aí que a gente consegue pegar o ferry, né? São esses barcos aqui. Dá pra tentar chegar, né?
As the demand for Ubers sent prices rocketing, a fare from Central Station to Mount Annan in the southwest,
Caraca.
close to
loucura.
$500.
How are you going to get home?
Fuck? Quanto?
Is rocketing, a fare from Central.
No. How are you going to get home tonight?
Não é possível. $500?
I don't know.
Tens of thousands of commuters stranded at Barangaroo, it became a scramble to catch a ferry. As the demand for Ubers sent prices rocketing, a fare from Central Station to Mount Annan in the southwest, close to $500.
Caraca. $500. Eu não consegui entender a região aqui, mas é da central. Uma região possível. Enfim, acho que nem precisa ser tão afastada. $500. Puta. Caraca, né? Que eu fazia Uber, né? Eu parei faz uns 2 anos. Né, quando tem evento, quando tem essa grande. Tem uma demanda, tem o preço, né? Que é. Preço variável, né? Puta, mas caraca, $500. Enfim, o cara vai conseguir. Puta que eu pariu.
How are you going to get home?
Probably hitchhike.
Then, just after 4 o'clock, the shutters went up.
Customers and trains operated as normal.
The communication systems successfully rebooted and the trains were back on track. But 90 minutes offline, it left behind a huge backlog. Playing catch-up will mean long delays for the rest of the evening.
We will have gaps.
Caraca. 9 minutos fora.
Playing catch-up will mean long systems successfully rebooted and the trains were back.
Não é
Then, just
possível.
after 4 o'clock, the shutters went up.
Customers and trains operated as normal.
The communication systems successfully rebooted and the trains were back on track. But 90 minutes offline, it left behind a huge backlog. Playing catch-up will mean long delays for the rest of the evening.
We will have gaps in services across the PM peak. Those gaps we will do our best to plug.
Of course, an investigation is underway into an
Vai sobrar. Cara, vai sobrar no toma de muita gente aí. Os caras não brincam aqui não, velho. E tome multa. Vai ter multa.
afternoon of madness and mayhem.
Puta que
Damien Ryan, 9 News.
We have reporters across Sydney's rail network from Wynyard to North Sydney and Parramatta. First, let's go to Wynyard Station.
Aqui, ó, Wynyard, próximo a Central, próximo ao CBD, né, o centro de Sydney, North Sydney, né, passando a Harbour Bridge, para quem, né, tá chegando aí na Austrália, né, passando a Harbour Bridge, passando a Opera House, e Parramatta é do outro lado da cidade, que trabalhava ali próximo, ali em Bracktown. Parramatta, Bracktown, 30 minutos ali de ônibus hoje, de carro, né? Hoje aí, pelo jeito.
He is there for us. Alex,
Vai
the city
tempo, hein?
centre has been hit hard.
Aqui, ó, Wynyard. Que nem aparece aqui. Estão vendo aqui, ó? Wynyard, Sydney, centro de Sydney, né? Não dá pra mostrar, enfim. Sydney aí, aqui North Sydney, Parramatta não tá nem no mapa. Parramatta não tá nem no mapa.
Absolutely, Pete. Let me just show you what that looks like right now. This is the train station just at Wynyard. Obviously, people here that are waiting for a bus. Unfortunately, as they wait, when the buses arrive, they are predominantly already full, so they have to wait a little bit longer. Talking to passengers today, they were told by staff that we can get you to somewhere near you need to go, but we can't take you to your exact location. And Pete, you can understand that just caused confusion and a lot of anger amongst commuters this afternoon.
A lot of anger. Muito felizes. A lot of anger. Muito felizes.
All right, Alex, we'll leave you at Wynyard and go to Lizzie Pearl at North Sydney Station. Lizzie, what's the situation there?
Yeah, good evening to you, Pete. Well, up here on street level, it all appears pretty calm. However, underground is a very different story. I've just been down on...
Cara, isso aqui também, o que a gente passa no Brasil, né? São Paulo, quando tem paralisação de trem, de ônibus, Rio de Janeiro. Cara, nem se compara, tá? Nem se compara. A dificuldade, né? De cada região, mas, né? Aquela muvuca. Pô, empurra pra entrar dentro de trem, de ônibus, esquece, cara, que possivelmente você não vai ver essas cenas aí não. Eu particularmente nunca vi.
Onto the platform here at North Sydney, it is chock-a-block. People are tripping over each other almost to get off the escalator. And then the worst side of all, a train pulls up and it's full, so hardly anyone can get on those trains after waiting here on the platform. So a very long, very slow trip home from North Sydney into the city and onto other destinations tonight. Of course, caught up in this chaos today, a lot of school students, plenty of schools around North Sydney. A lot of students were caught up in this shutdown. A lot of them told me they were waiting around for about an hour only to be kicked out of the train station.
Tava esperando só por uma hora, gente. Mas enfim, passada essa uma hora aí, enfim, trânsito não é bom, o trânsito aqui, cara, é péssimo o trânsito, enfim. Bola de neve, né?
All right, Lizzie, James Wilson is at Parramatta train station for us this evening. James, a big backlog of services, is it clearing there?
Pete, it is clearing slightly, but as Lizzie mentioned, all of these trains coming from the city out west are absolutely packed with people. It is seriously
absolutely packed.
Standing room only on these services. It's made for an extremely uncomfortable and sweaty ride out west. We have seen delays.
Imagino, né? O cara fala numa tranquilidade, né? Não estava confortável. Com certeza não. Puta que eu pariu.
And 90 minutes, of course. The message is from here. The timetable has changed. Limited stops have now become all stops to help cater for this backlog of people. So train staff are telling everybody to be patient tonight. Pete.
James Wilson.
Everybody to be patient tonight. Paciente. É o que, né, a gente espera, né? Estou em casa já desde as 4h30, né? Enfim, a gente torce para que dê tudo certo aí para todo mundo, possa chegar em casa. E amanhã é dia de trabalho ainda.
Thank you.
Thank you, é isso, pessoal. Mais um dia de Austrália, né? Trens aí parando aí, só para vocês terem uma noção aí que a Austrália também, Sydney, mais precisamente na cidade de Sydney, New South Wales aqui, e coisas estranhas acontecem aí em plena quarta-feira, é isso.